death of an Indianapolis Colts football player has reignited the debate over immigration. President Trump cited it as more evidence the need of a border wall along the southern U.S. border. But how much crime do undocumented immigrants commit? That was the topic of Pat Kessler's reality check. So Pat joins us now. What are the numbers on foreign-born people committing crimes?
Yeah, they are lower than native-born Americans. This is an issue that is so volatile, so controversial, so hot. It's hard to get into this. We all know that this is a very troubling issue. And what happened in Indianapolis with a drunk driver, guy who was deported twice, came back to the U.S., really, really tragic story. But there's a narrative going on around the country that violent crime and immigration are linked. And it's just not true. All of the studies show that, in fact, that native-born Americans commit more crimes than people who are from foreign countries. And it's not even close. 13% of the country is foreign-born and 5.6% commit crimes. So it's something that we're hearing about from our viewers since we ran the story last night. And I know we're going to keep going on this because immigration is a really important story in this country.
Well, and it's something that we've been talking about for quite a bit of time. And of course, Dreamers have been in the headlines. Those people who have come here as children have been in the United States their entire lives. Where do you see that going?
Yeah, another really difficult story to cover because it's so controversial. There is going to be a vote in the U.S. Senate next week, we believe, the first time to bring DACA into this, these young people who were brought in. But once again, linking these, as President Trump has done repeatedly over the last several weeks, is not based in fact. The Dreamers, who are required to be law-abiding in order to stay in the United States, they sign up for this, commit 0.25% crimes, that's all, and then they face deportation. But this is an issue that 80% of Americans believe should be solved, and I think Congress is going to work really closely on this with the president in, I hope, the next couple of weeks, I think, when this is going to be resolved.
Pat, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about a short-term deal to avoid a government shutdown, and here we go, deadline looming.
Yay.
And still no deal. Are we headed for another shutdown? What do you think?
I don't know. Have we normalized this now? I don't believe we're going to have a shutdown in the next day or so. I think it's tonight at midnight. The Senate very shortly is going to vote on a bill that Republicans and Democrats compromised on. That's unusual in itself. And then it goes to the House, where it's in a little bit of trouble, but they have to vote on it to keep the government open for another couple of months. But the country is going from short-term borrowing to deficits to debt, all of this. And they keep just voting to keep the government going every couple of months, and we have a crisis. They're going to try to end that today with some sort of get-together, but I think it's a 50-50 coin flip right now as to whether it works.
We'll see what happens. Hey, Pat, did you see that video of the Eagles fans celebrating?
You know, I did not. I'm hearing about it right now, and I don't know. I celebrate with the Eagles fans.
You do?
Really? Why?
Well, sure. Because Matt Brickman's on the panel.
Thanks, buddy.
There you go.
Always good to see you, Pat. Oh, we have to go. We'll see your reports at 5 and 6.
Thanks, Pat.